Before anybody says anything, yes, I am aware that Yuku-sensei made a similar video where he shared his own personal reasons as to why he's not excited for Rina Sita. The reason why I'm so late, as you can tell from my background, is I'm dealing with certain debuffs, but hey, we're here now. Today, I want to talk about why I personally am not excited for Inistita or any future region for that matter, and hopefully offer solutions that can help the devs fix this problem, because thankfully, we are in the hands of developers that actually listen and improve their game. Imagine that. Dear Diamonds and fellow Diamonds in Rough. To say that the streets are excited for Inacita would be a massive understatement. I mean, there's so much hype, the servers are crashing down. You would think it's the game's launch, and Renacita isn't even here yet. Isn't that crazy? The vibes of Renacita are definitely something different than what we're used to in Wuthering Waves. The region seems vibrant, it's a different theme, and what this tells me is that Wuthering Waves does not want to lock itself into one theme. Like, it's still gonna have the one theme when it comes to gameplay, but I don't see that being the case when it comes to the story and more so the regions and exploration, which in my opinion is a good thing because it keeps us on the edge of our seat, always scratching our heads and wondering what could they be cooking. It's not going to be a predictable experience like, for example, Genshin Impact, where even the land of war is the same happy, vibrant shit you're always used to from Mondstadt. I don't see that being the case here for Wuthering Waves, and Renacita proved that. They started off edgy, dark, now it's a little vibrant, and it will go. Maybe next is going to be dark and edgy again, maybe it's going to be a mix of both, etc. We'll see. We'll let them cook, and that's something I, for one, can truly appreciate. And yes, that was my thoughts towards what Yuku-sensei shared when it comes to his opinion on vibrant equals a bit of a no-no, because that's not how I knew Wuthering Waves as. But I can understand how others just want this one thing and they know what they signed up for, and that's what they're gonna keep getting, right? If you're used to a bitch always sucking your dick, if one day she stops doing that and wants to do different things, you might look at her and go, bitch, I don't know you like that. I know you for this thing. That's why I fucks with you. If we're not doing that, then what the hell good are you? That's the sentiments some people can have towards things, and that's understandable as well. When it comes to the story of what was and what's to come, I'll be completely honest. The story of Wuthering Waves sucks, and for the first time, it's not a big deal, because one of my favorite games, my top 3 favorite game in fact, is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And in Metal Gear Solid 5, the story is not just ass. No. It's super ass. Despite me being a biased Metal Gear Solid fan for years and years, that's how bad the story was. And it's not a big deal because the gameplay was so fun and so immersive that you just shrug it off and you bypass it. It would have been nice to have, absolutely. It's like that cherry on top of the cake, but I can still eat the cake. I don't really give a shit about the cherry. As long as the cake has good substance, I don't give a shit about the cherry. That's just being nitpicky, and it doesn't matter to me as much, but maybe that's just me though. And what's most important when it comes to the story of Wuthering Waves is that we have a feature that allows us to not deal with it. That feature, of course, being the skip button. Hoyoverse could never. But Zenless Zone Zero has a skip button. I'll talk about Zenless Zone Zero in a future video. Let me finish 1.4 and I'll go over what's good and what's bad when it comes to Zenless Zone Zero. I want to see if what these CCs are saying about it is true or not. Now, a region is as good and exciting as its characters. The characters define just how good of a region it's going to be. Now, the characters for Renacita are okay, but unfortunately, they do leave a lot to be desired. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at the characters. Carlota seems to be a very vibrant looking character. It's my personal favorite when it comes to the Renacita roster. Phoebe, not the one from Friends. Maybe I am a grandpa. Seems bland. I mean, the colors look okay, but all in all, it's eh. Rosha is a lolly that everybody's gonna skip except Rexland. Branch is a sexually questionable character. I'm gonna go back to him. And then we have Zani. Now, of course, when we talk about Zani, we have to talk about this one frame that got a lot of people upset. Now, Zani is the character that is hyped up by the community. Everybody and their mother wanna pull for this bitch, including me! In the 2.0 trailer, she was shown to have used a shield ability to stop an attack that was coming. Now, does this mean that Zani is a shielder? I, for one, hope so. Let me explain why. Because my casual ass doesn't care as much about the mechanics and would love a somewhat of a comfort unit to help him better navigate this game. The game requires a lot of skill that I, for one, am not that interested in acquiring because I play the game casually. I'm not into the game that much when it comes to the mechanical aspect of it. I hope that makes some sense. Zani and shield-like characters can offer me a certain comfort when it comes to tackling harder content. Sometimes I just be listening to music while playing with Ring Waves, or I'm talking on the phone while playing with Ring Waves. I'm not that focused, nor do I want to be that focused, because the game isn't that important to me. It's a fun time. I'm just doing it sometimes just to keep my hands busy for my damn ADHD. It ain't that big of a deal. Like, why are you guys so mad that we have a shielder when in reality we already have two characters that are Genshin and Tao Chi that already are shielders? Why is shielders a problem in Wuthering Waves? But they go, guys, what the game is all about. You have to be mechanically good. That's a fair sentiment, so I would propose the following. Don't make the meta about shielders. That's what Genshin Impact did, and I feel like that's a mistake. Instead, just make it a comfort unit, but not the game revolving around comfort units. I hope that makes some sense. Keep the formula of skill is rewarded. Enemies can one-shot you if you don't dodge. Shield or no shield, you're dying if this hits you. So you better parry or dodge. Keep that in the game and offer players that don't give a shit about endgame content comfort units that they can just use, and you're not forced to pull for her in the first place. But she's hot. Then pull for her, and what they do with her, they do with her, and shut up. My hope personally is that Zani ends up being as much of a tank as the buttons in her shirt.
Now here's the shit that fuck with me.
Now I know bitches sell, and the only male character we have is a sexually questionable one, but where's the guys at? Where's the badassery? Where's characters like Jian? I mean, are we just gonna end it at Jian? That for me is what leaves so much to be desired. Bitches are always fun, but mixed with badass dudes, I feel like creates the perfect balance in a roster. Now let's talk about the main reason as to why I'm not excited for Renacita or any future region for that matter. And that of course is exploration. When you hear about a new region, a new zone, of course you're gonna have to go and explore that new region and new zone. Now when it comes to Wuthering Waves, despite it trying to be an exploration type game, thankfully it's not really a exploration type game. It's probably the most mechanically demanding gacha game we currently have, and I feel like that's the main thing that the players are attracted to. Now for me personally, what I love the most about Wuthering Waves is definitely the control, how it feels to be on the controller playing the game. It's a magnificent feeling that no gacha game so far has offered. Now when it comes to the exploration aspect of Wuthering Waves, it definitely has surpassed its predecessor Genshin Impact when it comes to the tools it offers to make the experience more enjoyable. You can run up walls, you can Spider-Man your ass out top of mountains. Now we're gonna probably be able to fly around, which is freaking fantastic. You still have gliding, which a lot of people complain about, but in my opinion, it gives us the ability to look up bitches' skirts. So, hey, I don't know what you guys are complaining about, really. You're just not gliding right. And of course, my personal favorite, the loot mapper. Now, the loot mapper is the ultimate level of Genshin could never. Contrary to the compass Genshin Impact offers, the loot mapper surpasses it by leaps and bounds. That is a gadget sent from God when it comes to exploration, because you can easily track down the chests, grab the premium currency. That's the main reason you're looking for them bitches, let's be honest. And, well, it gives you a smoother way to go about it. And again, you'll notice it's all about premium currency. Now, let's talk about how much currency you can get through the permanent content in the Black Shores, for example. That's a new zone. Technically, it's not a region, but it's a zone that the devs obviously made for you to explore. Now, let's look at how much you can get from it. The exploration in the Black Shores offers 425 asteroids. Let's throw in the achievements as well with 320 asteroids for a grand total of 745 asteroids. You're still short 55 asteroids for 5 pulls. Let that sink in. 5 pulls that are probably gonna end up trash-ass weapons that are not gonna do shit for you, and you had to spend all this time exploring a zone that you don't really want to. But for you to get those, you had to spend all this time exploring the zone just to get the premium currency. In my opinion, that's just not too much of an incentive to do that. So I propose 2 solutions when it comes to the underlying issue of exploration. Solution number 1 would be to up the amount of currency you get through exploration. Now, of course, this is wishful thinking, because how much currency you get for free goes with their bottom line. And their bottom line, of course, is to get you to want to spend money to get more premium currency. They want you to feel that drought and lack of premium currency, because the ultimate goal of these games is to get you to spend real money and think real money equates to the premium currency. If you explore just for the sake of premium currency and not for enjoyment, it means that you are willing to spend time, which equates to money, for premium currency. Therefore, no matter how you spin it, you are basically already, whether you like it or not, spending money for premium currency through the exploration system. That's the main bottom line of all these games. Let's make sure we never forget that. Which means, despite the solution looking like a simple fix, unfortunately, it comes with a lot of headaches, which is why I will propose the second solution. The second solution is the following. Just like craftable weapons are unobtainable through gacha, I would propose you can get a series of powerful, respectable stat-having weapons that are decent options for characters. You can only obtain them through exploration. Say, for example, the Legend of the Lost Sword. You can get the sword through a long quest, or you can obtain said weapon through chests. Every chest gives you asteroid and pieces of say for example a puzzle that once you obtain all, for example, 50 pieces, allows you to create the weapon of your choice. Now, of course, I say choice because there's different types of weapons. Say, for example, I'm looking for a powerful weapon for my gauntlet character. Well, I can craft that instead of, say, for example, a sword. Something that's not obtainable through gacha can make the weapon feel more special. And of course, the stats have to be compared to potential 4 stars that are available in the gacha. But people won't want to spend money to get 4 stars. Well, no, 4 stars are more of a scam than 5 stars. Which is the case, but thankfully when it comes to Withering Waves, the weapon banner is already the kindest weapon banner we have in the big 4. And people, when they pull in the weapon banner of Withering Waves, they're always aiming for the 5 star anyway. But it doesn't give you dopamine when you pull because you're always guaranteed. That's a classic. The fact that they're gonna make it less attractive to the 4-star options there doesn't change much because the nature of the weapon banner is always about the 5-star. Like, that's why they have that 100% for the 5-star. The 4 stars are always there just for you to have somewhat of a small incentive to pull as you are reaching towards the 5-star. They're just there to compensate you every time you fail to obtain the 5-star early. That's, in my opinion, what the 4-star weapons are usually there for. And hell, if you think about it, they're not even that good of a compensation because contrary to characters, weapons are never maxed out. For example, the Lunar Cutter, I can keep obtaining an infinite number of Lunar Cutter. They are never truly maxed out. Even if you max refine it once, you are not going to obtain the extra premium currency from pulling a dupe like you would in a character. And that is why the more I think about this, the more I realize that if we're going to implement a system like this, they should surpass the weapons in the gacha so that the weapons in the gacha will act as filler for new players as they play through the game and progress in the story, in the quest, in the world, and be rewarded with a higher caliber type of weapon. Of course, these weapons should not surpass the battle pass options in no way, shape, or form, as the main incentive for purchasing the battle pass is, well, the weapon series that's only available for the battle pass, making it so that we respect the rules of gacha. The spenders get the best shit, veterans are actually being rewarded for spending too much time in the game, and of course it keeps the already existing formula of you're coping with the second best option, which happens to be a 4-star weapon because your free-to-play ass cannot get the 5-star signature weapon of your character. Of course, that last part is wishful thinking, but hey, Kuro Games have proved that they care about player satisfaction first, more so than their wallets. I personally hope they can look at this system as a potential fix to the lack of incentive towards exploration. Now, of course, there could be more fixes, but none of them come to my mind right now, so I'm counting on you to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have this conversation, and in your opinion, what could be the best incentive for us to go out there, run up mountains, swim through rivers, and of course, glide down a mountain as you look at bitches' asses? Like, comment, subscribe.
See ya.